Hello, peeps and hello, peppers, and welcome to Film Friday. If you've never been here, hello, stranger, it's great to have you here on Fridays. I am always trying to retell a movie prompted by tarot cards. And since recently I'm designing my own tarot deck and still have a lot of things to paint, um, I decided to pay this tribute to my friend who says, Frida, can you paint while you babble? And let's say I have autism and ADHD. I take a lot of things personally, even though they won't affect me directly, but I know that many things can also affect me indirectly. So I have been following the German debate on compulsory military service for young men, which I don't like under the much cited aspect that the politics don't listen to the young people. So I decided to do the film Hair, which is from 1969-ish, but still very relevant, because it's about young people defying social norms and one person is supposed to go to the military, but they have a quirky way to get this person kind of out of the military. Don't get me wrong, I know that the world situation has changed and we need security and all that, but we also need politicians to think and to listen to us and to sometimes also rethink social norms. So this is actually perfect because, of course, Hair started out as a musical, and there is also, of course, a lot of singing in the movie, but the movie also explains many things by talking, and it is sort of in the usual story conflict, you need basically two conflict parties, and this is like the hippies and some privileged rich people. And may I mention that I had the feeling that, me being brought up in this bourgeoisie middle class thingy in Germany, with a four-generation household, most people live basically in their own bubble, and because I thought in very black and white terms as a teenager, actually, I was conveyed that the hippies were the bad guys. But let's say today I define as a hippie. And today, of course, I also know that everything is more nuanced. And let's say I find it cool that they upset the party of the rich people, but I don't find it cool that they knock the tables over and wreck the food and so on. But they are, in general, very earthy people, the hippies. And actually, they sing like a song about give a home to the fleas in my hair, which is funny in the musical, but let's say, if you've never seen me, I have long hair, and let's say I need to take care of it in some way, as good as I can. Otherwise, I have naturally grown dreadlocks, and can actually get more health problems from those. But yeah, hair is a political symbol, like also in Hairspray. If there's interest for that, I'll do Hairspray next week. And this puffin is working with what they have. Like, I mean, this type of flowers was in a pot in my grandma's garden. Um, and yes, of course, there is a lot of music making. There is a lot of like also noise making against the politics of the time. And actually, like in today's time, one of my favorite scenes of this film is where they and don't try this at home, burn something like a passport because they don't want to belong to the authorities. Like, let's say, in the sense of autistic me sort of living in my own world, I always felt pressured to yeah, pressure to everything, and I wanted to make it known that identity cards of any sort triggered that. But of course, this is a quite difficult topic. But of course, on TV and on musical stage, you can do a lot of things that are more nuanced in real life. Yeah, hey, okay, this came out in the reverse, but I finished this yesterday, and this is actually autism and fear of change and so on. Like, let's say the Nine of Swords always often stands for having a like living in a cage that you willingly or unwillingly made yourself. So, I mean, of course, people are, in the context of the film, scared of the Vietnam War. I would also say, like, the cat senses the change in society, and also like triggered by names that the society gave them, and because with the names there follow so many expectations. So and I mean, like, some of this is realistic and some of this isn't. So really, I'm a very panicky person. And I have a lot of, like, what the autism culture calls pathological demand avoidance. But okay, this is like just like stuff that the people think, or the puffins think here. But actually, where there was like really this political critical moment of fear in the movie, that was when Berger, like the main hippie who quit studying and so on, and went to his parents for money, and they said they would give him some if he cut the hair off. Berger poses as Claude Bukowski, the guy who is drafted into the military and has to, like, of course, like, follow this routine and then go out into the field, and where he is most probably unalived, even though this is not shown on screen. And then suddenly the sergeant yells Bukowski, and this guy looks at him in, like, really dying fear. So I think this was one of the most drastic moments of the movie. Yeah, this is, of course, music for protest and like, make love, not war. And the scene is also interesting, where, like, all the young people go into the water except for Jeannie, because she says she's pregnant and the water is filthy. Jeannie has, like, two possible fathers to choose from. She doesn't know whose child it is, but let's say in the group that shouldn't matter. But let's say when I first saw this as a teenager, I was like, huh? Okay. But love is love, and yeah. the King of Cups. Here we have the water motive again, and I hope this water is cleaner than in the movie. Okay, this is a stone, so this is not filthy water. Um, dolphins are very intelligent. So I would say the hippies were very intelligent in questioning the norms and also in questioning like social hierarchies. Okay, here's another queen in reverse, but this queen is, let's say, my take on feminism, my take on like also I advanced her in a good group yesterday, so maybe that's like today's version of the hippies, but more let's say less aggressive and less hairy, because actually like in yesterday's art group, a local politician came for a visit and we actually had good discussions. So in connection to the hippies, I would say maybe they have like established their own rules, they have established their own dynamic. And I don't know how that is with equality in the group, but Berger is definitely the most dominant and sings the most. The Knight of Cups is like here, like going under the surface, living things differently. Of course, a horse plays a role because Claude Bukowski, the military guy, the original military guy, is in love with one of the rich girls, and then the hippies find like a newspaper in the trash, and there's the announcement for the rich people's party, and there's this photo of the socialite daughter, and they go like, everyone, that's the chick on the horse! And I always have to laugh when I see this. Okay, another queen. So yes, Sheila, the socialite girl, is obviously like the queen of Claude's world, and then yeah, the hippies crash the party, and the hippies tell the rich family and Sheila, this is Claude, and Claude just wants to spend 5 minutes looking at you, and then actually like she joins in with the hippies. So yeah, cups is always meaning to like get something, to have a fulfilled life. Okay, the fool. Yeah, yes, many characters in the film are of course foolish, and of course the military with Claude Bukowski, who is not Claude Bukowski but Berger. Berger without hair, by the way, because like in the military and in the prison scene, did I mention that? They are very strict about cutting the hair off, but obviously Berger is like sacrificing his identity and his, eventually his life in order to save Claude. So I actually like the idea that the airplane is flying into the rainbow. And I think such films are like really relevant because like many of my friends say that like history is sort of cyclic. So that also means that I think we have the chance to learn from history. And I know this is a little bit of a risky topic, so I like talking about risky topics, if at all, through films, because I always wanted to be a journalist, but I am not one. I am a film buff, and my psychologist says I should concentrate on my own little post stamp. And then I found this posting on the internet that said, like, by scratching the fabric of society in your own little corner, you already changed society. So yes, I want to change society by means of books and films. And I wish you a good day where you can find your rainbow and your way to scratch the fabric. Bye-bye.